I ordered some merchandise from a company and then returned some of it, and they put money back into my checking account, but they put too much. Then they sent me a letter telling me they was going to retrieve the money.
All of it?
Yeah.
Huh.
And they couldn't do it because it was my debit card I used.
Ah.
So then I called them and tried to get them to send me a bill for it,
Yeah.
and they never would send me a bill.
But are they
So-
still coming after you wanting that money back?
Well, they hadn't so far.
Huh. Did you offer to send them back the right amount? You wanted your money
I offered
back?
to send them the full amount. I told them, I said, if you'll send me a bill,
Yeah.
I'll send your money to you. I do not want it.
You'd send back the overpayment they gave you back.
Yes,
Is
I
what you
would.
had. And they wouldn't agree to that.
They would not send me no bill.
Well, Virginia, I think I'll take care of this myself. No, I'm kidding. What do you advise Virginia to do, fellas?
If you know
The credit card company ought to be involved, I would think, too.
Right. If you know the amount that they that is owed, I would just send them a check and maybe send it by certified mail, and that way you could just eliminate a problem in advance. Because if they're going to keep harassing you or hounding you about it, and I would just, if you have an idea about what is owed, I would just send it.
Should she write anything on the check?
I would write that that is for payment of whatever reference the account or whatever the credit was. That way you can have some kind of a basis for when you did that.
And keep copies of all of it?
Absolutely.
You know, it doesn't seem right, but there are all these companies now harass people, call, and collections agencies, you know, they're only supposed to do it within certain hours of the day, and a lot of them don't abide by that.
Yeah, that's right, and that's kind of a different subject, but
Right,
I've told
it is.
people many times that if the credit company is harassing you, and depending on the amount, just tell them to let them sue you in the local court, because you'll be going in front of local people
Right.
and dealing with it locally, and that's an out-of-state, usually an out-of-state company. I would a lot rather deal with a court locally
Sure.
than some out-of-state company that keeps harassing you. Because a lot of folks are kind of scared to go to court on something like that.
Right. But odds are, I mean, it's going to be in district court, no jury, because it's under, what, $10,000? Is
Right.
that the threshold? So you would be going in front of a district judge that you have elected. You probably know if you live in a small county, and and it's not that big of a deal, really.
Right.
You know, in the grand scheme of things, it beats 100 calls a day.
Oh, I was going to say, if you think about the time frame, they sue you and you get served with the notice, and then you go to court maybe one time, as opposed to them calling you daily for
Right.
days upon end. I would much rather deal with the court date
Sure.
and deal with it then.